So, as I was saying, as we exchanged numbers and everything, a lot happened between us. But in summary, he was not really into me. I think his ego couldn't let him come down to my level. So, I'm going to go in between what happened in between before finally why we didn't end up together. So, it's the ones I remember, the significant ones that I'm going to talk about. For instance, I was the one giving, obviously, because I was the one that went after him. I saw what I liked, went after it, and I put my mind and heart to it. And when I love with my whole being. So, so do you know that this guy would flash me, and I'll tell myself, oh, he doesn't have credit. I will not have credit too in my phone. I'll go and recharge 200 naira, and I'll send to him. I'll transfer to him. I won't have credit too. He will not say thank you. He may just send text or pretend as if he didn't see it. Then when I see him, I'll be like this. He'll say, oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I was busy. I was this. I was that. So I was that um loving and everything and all. He refused to let me know where he lived. He lived off camp. Then along the line, I got very sick, very, very sick that I almost died. I had cerebral malaria and high titer of typhoid that almost killed me. It actually made me, how would I put it? Paranoid. How would I put it? Like it made me have some form of mental illness. I'll say that. So and it even worsened why he avoided me. So the cerebral malaria affected me in a way that I got home. I kept asking after him. I kept asking after him, and he never came to check up on me. Whenever anybody from school, our school fellowship came, I would ask after him. They'll say they would tell him, and so on and so forth. So by the time it took me almost a year to recover, I didn't want to go back to school. My mom talked me into going back to school. By the time I came back to school, I looked for him. I didn't see him. It's as if he vanished in thin air. He refused to let me know his house. By then, he was already in second year, and I got admission into medicine. So I was in year one medicine. So I looked everywhere for him. I didn't see this guy. Watch out for the next part. I looked everywhere for him. I didn't see him, and I couldn't go to second year. I just focused on my first year, and from then on, I I just continued, studied medicine. Then finally, in between, I dated other people, but I still had him in mind. I still had him in mind. And um, when I now located him, I thought we continued until I realized that this guy is just a good guy. He's good to ladies. He may be in a room where all the seats are occupied and he's sitting on one, and any lady that walks in, he will tell the lady to come and sit down. You could call him a gentleman by that. So, because of the way he treated us ladies, he was gentle, he was soft spoken, and so on and so forth. So I loved him more for that. So we reconnected back, but we never, ever, ever went beyond being platonic. But I was deeply in love. I loved that part because I was a core Catholic and wanted to abide by it. And I hadn't even been deflowered. So it was beautiful. I loved it. So with that, until one certain year, over the years, um, during his birthday, I'll call him, be the first to call him. In fact, I set my alarm to 12 midnight, call him, send him a text and everything, and I'll tell him I loved him. So he was obvious that I was in that relationship, but he didn't want to let me know that he wasn't in it. He didn't want to let me know. So I was alone in the relationship, dating myself by myself. So, but he just didn't want to. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to break my heart. So there was one incident that stood out. Okay, because I had cerebral malaria from multiple mosquito bites, and I Just called my dad, who, by the way, used to give me 1,500 naira as allowance per week. Back then, 1,500 naira was money now. So he would give it to me, then I would get food condiments and I'll cook. So one of the days, I told my dad that there's a lot of mosquito in the hostel, that I needed mosquito nets. And my dad gave me money. He doesn't even hesitate when it comes to my health. Nothing. He doesn't play with it. My dad used to buy my cream for me. So for you to see how much he did love me, even in amidst the fact that we were average financially, in our socio-economic status. So he gave me the money. I went to buy it. I had in mind that mosquito net that has a round stuff inside, that has a hanger that you put on a wall and it will spread across like this.